Hello, dear friends, and welcome. I'm truly honored to have you here today joining me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and awakening. The road we'll walk together is not one of ordinary steps, but rather a path of introspection, growth, and the uncovering of truths that many of us spend our lives seeking but rarely find. Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit into the world around you? Have you ever wondered why your life seems to unfold in ways that others may not understand? Or why you face challenges that seem far greater than what others go through? If this resonates with you, I want to start by saying you are not alone. There are many of us who walk a unique and often misunderstood path. In fact, it is precisely these struggles, challenges, and moments of intense self-reflection that shape us into something more, something powerful and aligned with our true purpose. You see, life is not just a series of random events. It's a divine, intricate process of learning, evolving, and becoming. Some of us are destined to walk through storms, face adversity, and endure deep tests of faith and resilience. But here's the thing, these experiences are not meant to break us. No, they are meant to refine us, to prepare us for something greater than we can even comprehend in the moment. What you may perceive as suffering is in fact the universe's way of chiseling away at the parts of you that are not aligned with your true self, allowing you to emerge stronger, wiser, and more in tune with your higher calling. Today, I want to invite you into a story, your story as much as mine. Together, we will explore the 9 real signs or evidences that show you have finally overcome the universal test that life places before us. These are not just abstract concepts or theories. They are deeply personal milestones that mark the moment when you begin to live in alignment with your higher purpose, when you step into a new level of awareness, and when you truly begin to embody the version of yourself that you've always been meant to become. But before we dive into these powerful signs, let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked back on your life and thought, how did I get here? What have I learned through all the pain, the struggles, and the losses? There's a reason for that question. It's because your journey has been a sacred process, one that has been shaping you, often without you even realizing it. The challenges you faced were never intended to punish you. Instead, they were there to test your strength, to show you who you truly are, and to prepare you for something bigger. You were never meant to remain stuck in the past or in pain. No, you were always destined to evolve, to rise, and to transform. As we go through this journey together, I want you to keep one thing in mind. These signs that we will explore are not just markers of personal growth. They are proof of your resilience, your inner strength, and your capacity to overcome. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has been testing you, shaping you, and guiding you every step of the way. And if you are here today listening to these words, it means that you are on the verge of something incredible. You are no longer who you once were. You have conquered a major spiritual test, and now you are stepping into a new phase of your life. A phase filled with clarity, alignment, and purpose. But before we move forward, I want you to take a moment to reflect. Think about the person you were just a few years ago. What were your struggles? What was weighing you down? And now look at who you are today. What have you learned? What have you overcome? There's a reason why you are here right now, seeking answers, guidance, and perhaps confirmation. The truth is, you've already been through so much, and now you are ready for the next chapter. This is your moment of awakening. The 9 signs that I'm about to share with you are not just theoretical, they are the deep, transformative markers that show you have reached a new level of spiritual maturity and self-awareness. They are the evidence that you have passed through one of the toughest challenges the universe can offer, and now you are ready to live a life that is more authentic, aligned, and purposeful than ever before. As we begin this journey, I want to remind you of something incredibly important. You are not alone in this process. There are countless others who are walking similar paths, facing similar challenges, and going through the same transformative experiences. You are part of a larger collective awakening. The universe is guiding us all towards higher consciousness, and we are waking up to the truth of who we really are. So I invite you to settle in, open your heart, and listen with intention. As we explore these 9 signs, pay close attention to what resonates with you. Some of these signs may feel familiar, like they are already a part of your life. Others might seem like something you are still working towards. But no matter where you are on your journey, know that these signs are within you, waiting to be awakened. Now let's take the first step together. I'm so grateful that you are here, and I'm excited to walk this path with you. Through these 9 signs, we will discover the ways in which you have grown, transformed, and evolved. And through this, you will come to see that you are not only passing the universal test, you are becoming the best version of yourself. So let's dive in. Let's explore these 9 evidences of your spiritual evolution, and let's celebrate the incredible person you've become. As we move forward on this journey, let's dive into the first signs that you have truly overcome the universal test, the evidence that you have transformed within. This transformation is not an overnight event. Rather, it is the result of many moments of growth, reflection, and resilience. The universe works in mysterious ways, and it often brings us to a place of deeper understanding and peace only after we've endured the most trying experiences. So let's take a closer look at what it means to experience inner peace, alignment with your true self, and a willingness to embrace change. These are the first 3 powerful signs that you've crossed a threshold and stepped into a new chapter of your life. The first evidence that you've overcome the universal test is the emergence of inner peace that remains unwavering even in the face of turmoil. When life throws challenges your way, unexpected situations, difficulties that seem insurmountable, and moments of chaos, you may have once been overwhelmed by these circumstances, but now you've reached a place where you no longer react in the same way. Chaos still exists around you, but it no longer disrupts your center. At one point, you might have been consumed by fear, anxiety, or uncertainty when things seemed out of control. You tried to predict the future, fight against the current moment, and struggle to regain control. Yet, over time, you learn that fighting what you cannot control only prolongs the pain. Through these experiences, you've discovered a powerful truth. True peace does not come from external conditions, but from within. This inner peace emerges after you've been through difficult times, and it's born out of the wisdom and strength gained from those very struggles. It's not a peace that comes during calm moments, but one that arises after you've learned to trust the flow of life. When you stop trying to control everything and simply allow life to unfold as it will, you find peace in the present moment, even when you can't see what lies ahead. You've learned to breathe, observe, and trust the process. In the past, when things were chaotic, you might have felt destabilized or lost. Now you stand firm even when the world around you feels unpredictable. You've learned the art of surrender, letting go of attachments, releasing control, and accepting life as it is. This peace is not about escaping from reality or avoiding difficulty. It's about finding strength and calm amidst it all. You are no longer at the mercy of external events. You have found your own inner equilibrium. As you step deeper into your own transformation, you begin to experience a profound alignment with your true self. For years, you may have tried to fit into spaces that were not meant for you, places, relationships, and situations where you felt constrained, misunderstood, or unfulfilled. You might have molded yourself into someone you thought you should be, shaped by the expectations and judgments of others. But now you have come to realize that the greatest gift you can give yourself is to live authentically, to be true to your own essence. This alignment doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that unfolds as you shed old versions of yourself, letting go of fears, insecurities, and the need for external validation. The more you embrace who you truly are, your values, your passions, your strengths, the more you experience a deep sense of freedom. For the first time in your life, you are not trying to be someone you are not. You are no longer shaping your personality to please others or to avoid conflict. Instead, you are standing firmly in your truth. When you live authentically, life begins to respond differently. You attract people who resonate with your energy, relationships that are genuine, and opportunities that align with your soul's purpose. The more you honor yourself, the more the universe reflects that back to you. This newfound freedom is a powerful sign that you have passed the universal test. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth or seek approval. You are simply being who you were always meant to be. Living authentically is not always easy, especially when society or family might not understand or support your journey. But the universe will always send you the right people and situations when you choose to honor your truth. And as you continue on this path of alignment, you will notice a natural flow of events. Things begin to fall into place in a way that feels effortless. Opportunities arise, doors open, and life begins to mirror the harmony you've created within yourself. The third evidence that you've overcome the universal test is your ability to embrace change with wisdom. Change is a constant force in our lives, but it's often met with resistance, fear, and anxiety. Most of us struggle when things shift, whether it's the end of a relationship, a career change, or any situation that takes us out of our comfort zone. In the past, the unknown may have caused you to feel insecure, uncertain, and afraid. The prospect of change could have felt like a threat to your stability. However, as you grow spiritually and evolve through life's lessons, you begin to realize that change is not to be feared. In fact, most of your personal growth has come from moments that forced you out of your comfort zone, times when you had no choice but to evolve. Change no longer represents danger, it represents growth. You understand that nothing evolves by staying the same, and that every shift or transformation holds the potential for something greater. Now, when change comes into your life, you approach it with a sense of curiosity and openness. You may still feel some hesitation, but fear no longer drives your decisions. You've learned to trust the process, knowing that every change, no matter how unsettling, is leading you toward a more authentic and aligned version of yourself. You no longer resist the flow of life. Instead, you walk alongside it, allowing yourself to evolve with grace and wisdom. This shift in perspective comes from a deep understanding that the universe does not remove things from your life without replacing them with something better. Every ending, every closure, and every shift is an opening to something new, something that is more in line with your purpose. The chosen ones, those who have passed the universal test, understand this truth on a profound level. They don't see change as something to fight against, but as something to embrace. Change no longer feels like a disruption. It feels like a natural part of your spiritual journey. You've learned to trust that the unknown will eventually reveal itself, and you have the wisdom to see the bigger picture. You know that what may seem like disorder in the moment will ultimately reveal itself as an essential piece of your path. You no longer hold on to what hurts or what has ended. Instead, you release it with faith, knowing that something better is waiting for you. The path of the chosen is not an easy one, but it is a path of profound evolution. And if you recognize these signs in yourself, you can be sure that you are well on your way to a new phase of spiritual victory. As we continue our journey, let us now delve deeper into the second stage of spiritual awakening, an unfolding that takes place when you begin to trust not only yourself but also the universe. This phase is all about developing a new relationship with time, synchronicity, and emotional mastery. The universe has been shaping and refining you for this moment, and as you grow, the signs of your spiritual awakening become more evident. These signs are not just passive indicators, they are active guides that point you toward your higher self and your greater mission. Now let's explore the next set of powerful signs that confirm your spiritual evolution. Trust in the timing of the universe. The intensification of synchronicities and emotional mastery. These three elements are essential markers of spiritual maturity and a deeper connection to your divine purpose. One of the most profound shifts that occurs when you pass the universal test is your trust in the timing of the universe. Before this transformation, you may have felt pressured by time, afraid of being too late, anxious about the future, or concerned that things weren't happening quickly enough. You constantly tried to control the pace of life, believing that if you weren't ahead of the game, you might miss out on something important. The fear of being left behind often drove your decisions and actions, but now you've come to realize that time itself is not something to fear. In fact, it is an illusion, a construct that we often misunderstand. Over time, you've learned to trust the flow of life, letting go of the need to rush, forcing things to happen, or pushing for outcomes before their time. This new relationship with time is born from deep wisdom, the understanding that everything has its right moment. When you look back at your life, you can now see the divine wisdom in the delays, detours, and disappointments you once saw as obstacles. Every closed door, every failed attempt, every delay was actually protecting you, guiding you towards something better. The universe doesn't work on your timeline, but rather on its own, and you've come to trust that rhythm. You no longer feel anxious about the things that are yet to come, because you know deep down that everything will unfold exactly when it is meant to. This trust in divine timing brings you an immense sense of relief. No longer do you carry the weight of urgency, doubt, or the pressure to move faster than you are meant to. You begin to see life as a beautiful unfolding where every moment serves a purpose and everything is in perfect alignment. When you experience this shift, you notice that your anxiety begins to fade away, replaced by a deep sense of surrender. You can now wait with patience and grace, knowing that what is meant for you will come at the perfect moment. This relationship with time also manifests in your daily life. You start to feel at peace even in moments of waiting. Whether it's waiting for a career opportunity, a relationship, or a dream to come to fruition, you no longer experience the anxious restlessness you once did. You understand that life doesn't rush. It takes its time to prepare you for the greatest gifts, and you are learning to be patient with the process. As you progress on your spiritual journey, you may notice something incredible. The universe starts to communicate with you more directly. This often happens through synchronicities, those seemingly random, meaningful coincidences that make you feel like the universe is speaking to you. The signs are no longer vague or subtle. They become more frequent, clear, and impactful. In the past, you may have seen repeating numbers, encountered people by chance, or found yourself in the right place at the right time. You might have shrugged them off as coincidences, but now you begin to understand that these synchronicities are much more than that. They are divine messages. The universe speaks to us in a silent language, a language of patterns, repetitions, and subtle nudges that we begin to tune into more as we awaken. At first, you may have thought these signs were just random events, but as you grow spiritually, your perception sharpens. You begin to interpret these signs as answers to your questions, confirmations of your path, and reminders that you are not walking this journey alone. Whether it's a song playing at just the right moment, a person you meet who gives you exactly the advice you need, or a series of events that unfold in perfect harmony, you start to see a greater plan at work. The key to truly understanding these signs is not to become obsessed with them, but rather to recognize them as part of the natural flow of your life. When you are aligned with your true self, you begin to see that the universe is communicating with you constantly. You learn to listen, to feel into the subtle whispers that guide your steps. This is a natural progression of spiritual awakening. The more you tune into the signs, the more clearly you understand your own path. These synchronicities are not just happy accidents. They are affirmations that you are on the right track. When you see repeating numbers, meaningful symbols, or experience coincidences that seem too perfectly timed to be random, it's a sign that you are in harmony with the universe's flow. You are in alignment with your soul's mission, and the universe is showing you that you are exactly where you need to be. One of the clearest signs that you've overcome the universal test is your ability to achieve emotional mastery. This doesn't mean that you no longer feel emotions, but rather that you have developed the wisdom and maturity to navigate them with grace. Before, your emotions might have overwhelmed you. Anger, sadness, fear, and frustration could have controlled your actions and decisions. You might have felt like a slave to your emotional ups and downs, swept away by whatever feelings came your way. However, as you grow spiritually, you begin to develop a new relationship with your emotions. Instead of repressing or ignoring your feelings, you now embrace them as part of the human experience. You recognize that emotions are not your enemies. They are messengers guiding you to deeper truths about yourself. When sadness arises, you no longer avoid it. Instead, you welcome it as an opportunity to heal. When anger comes up, you no longer act out impulsively, but reflect on what that anger is telling you about your boundaries or values. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing your feelings, it's about understanding them. You've learned to sit with your emotions, allowing them to move through you without being controlled by them. This level of emotional intelligence comes from years of introspection, healing, and personal growth. The more you embrace your emotions, the more you understand them. You recognize that they are not obstacles to your peace, they are valuable teachers on your path to greater self-awareness. You no longer feel the need to react impulsively to every emotional trigger. Instead, you've learned to pause, reflect, and respond in ways that align with your highest self. This shift allows you to handle life's challenges with greater calm, wisdom, and clarity. No longer do you get swept away by the storms of emotion. Instead, you stand firm in the eye of the storm, observing with compassion and understanding, and allowing your emotions to guide you toward personal growth. This emotional mastery also means that you have learned to set healthy boundaries. You are no longer afraid to protect your emotional well-being, and you are no longer willing to allow others to dictate how you feel. You've become the guardian of your emotional landscape, cultivating peace, balance, and emotional resilience. As we continue our journey together, let's explore the final stages of your spiritual evolution. The path you've walked so far has been one of profound transformation, marked by inner peace, trust in the universe, and emotional mastery. Now we arrive at the phase where your growth begins to manifest in more tangible ways, in the way you perceive abundance, in your desire to serve others, and in your ability to live as your most authentic and empowered self. These signs represent the culmination of your spiritual awakening, a powerful alignment with the flow of life that allows you to live with clarity, purpose, and generosity. You are no longer just reacting to life's circumstances. You are actively creating, giving, and sharing the light you've cultivated within yourself. The universe has been guiding you, and now you are ready to step into your fullest expression. Let's take a closer look at the last 3 pieces of evidence that reveal how you've overcome the universal test: gratitude, service to others, and living your best version of yourself. One of the clearest signs that you've transcended the great spiritual cycle and pass the universal test is gratitude. But not just any kind of gratitude. This is a profound, all-encompassing sense of appreciation that arises naturally within you. It's a gratitude that sees beyond the surface, beyond just the good things that come your way. It is a gratitude that permeates every aspect of your life, transforming your perception of the world. Before, you might have only been grateful for the big things, the milestones, the successes, the moments of joy. But now your gratitude extends to every small, seemingly insignificant moment. You realize that life itself, in all of its complexities, is a gift. You're thankful not just for the blessings, but for the challenges, the lessons, and even the pain. You've come to understand that every experience serves a purpose. Every moment of difficulty was a stepping stone that led you to this point of growth. This shift in gratitude is a direct result of your deepened spiritual awareness. You begin to see life through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. You no longer focus on what you lack. Instead, you become deeply aware of what you have. The simple act of waking up in the morning, breathing deeply, or sharing a meal becomes a source of profound appreciation. Abundance in your eyes is no longer defined by material wealth or outward success. It is a state of mind, a mindset that recognizes that everything you need is already within you and available to you. You begin to notice how much life offers in every moment: the love of friends and family, the beauty of nature, the opportunities to learn and grow. Gratitude in this form is not something you practice because you should, but because it flows naturally from within. This type of gratitude also opens invisible doors. When you cultivate a mindset of appreciation, life seems to respond in kind. Opportunities flow more easily to you, relationships become more harmonious, and a sense of peace fills your life. You realize that life does not give you what you ask for, but rather what you are ready to receive. Gratitude aligns you with the flow of the universe, creating a resonance that draws more of what you need and want into your experience. Another powerful sign that you have passed the universal test is the desire to serve and contribute. This desire arises from a deep, authentic place within you, a place where your light overflows and naturally spills out to others. It's not driven by obligation or a desire for recognition, but by a profound sense of connection and compassion. In the past, you might have helped others out of a sense of duty, or because you expected something in return. But now your desire to serve comes from a place of overflow. You have experienced your own transformation, and you now feel an inner call to help others experience the same. It is a service born of love, not need. It is the kind of help that does not deplete you, but rather fills you up, knowing that by assisting others, you are also contributing to your own growth and fulfillment. The more you evolve, the more you realize that every person you meet is part of a larger interconnected web. You understand that every action, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect. You begin to recognize that even the smallest act of kindness can transform a life. Whether it's offering a word of encouragement, lending a hand, or simply being present for someone in need, you realize that your purpose is not just about your own growth, but about uplifting and empowering others along the way. This desire to serve becomes natural. It is no longer something you have to force or even consciously choose. It becomes who you are. You feel compelled to help not because you must, but because it's simply a part of your being. You no longer seek to fill a void within yourself by helping others. Rather, you serve because you know that we are all connected, and by helping someone else, you are fulfilling your soul's purpose. Service can take many forms. It could be something as simple as offering a listening ear, or as profound as sharing your wisdom and experiences with the world. No act of service is too small, because it all contributes to the greater good. When you serve from this place of overflowing love and wisdom, you are fulfilling your highest calling. You no longer do it to gain anything for yourself. You do it because it is part of your mission to help others grow, heal, and awaken. Finally, the ultimate evidence that you have passed the universal test is the deep, intimate feeling that you are living your best version, the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. This is not about perfection or living without flaws. Rather, it is about the quiet, deep sense of fulfillment and peace that comes when you know you are walking your true path. You have evolved into a version of yourself that is more authentic, more aligned, and more empowered than ever before. You no longer feel conflicted about who you are or where you're going. You have released the parts of yourself that were holding you back and embraced the truth of who you are. Your decisions are no longer driven by fear, insecurity, or external validation. You make choices based on what feels true and right for you. This feeling is subtle but profound. It's not about external success, accolades, or recognition. Instead, it's an inner knowing that you are in the right place at the right time, doing what you were always meant to do. Your life no longer feels like a struggle to figure out who you are or where you belong. You have found your center, your purpose, and your flow. You may still face challenges, but they no longer define you. You approach them with a sense of clarity and maturity, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity for further growth. You've stopped fighting against yourself. You no longer feel like you're at odds with your own path or purpose. This sense of alignment and authenticity is the mark of someone who has truly transcended the universal test. You are not who you were yesterday. You have evolved into the person you were always meant to be, and you are now living in harmony with your highest self. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want to take a moment to acknowledge you, to honor you for everything you've endured and everything you've overcome. The path we've walked is not an easy one, but it is the most rewarding, for it leads to profound transformation and spiritual awakening. As we conclude, I invite you to reflect on everything we've discussed, to allow the words to settle in your heart, and to recognize the immense strength and growth that have brought you to this very moment. Throughout this process, we have explored 9 powerful signs that you've passed the universal test, signs that indicate you have faced the challenges life threw at you with resilience, wisdom, and grace. These signs are not just external markers. They are deeply embedded in your being. They represent your inner evolution, your readiness to live in alignment with your true self, and your deep connection to the universe's flow. I've shared with you how inner peace emerges from chaos, how alignment with your essence sets you free, and how embracing change becomes a source of wisdom. I've spoken of the profound trust you now place in the timing of life, how synchronicities are no longer random but meaningful, and how emotional mastery is a direct result of spiritual maturity. We've also discussed how gratitude shifts your lens of perception, how the desire to serve others springs from a place of overflow, and how living your best version feels like coming home to yourself. These are the pillars of your awakening, the evidence that you've crossed over into a new phase of spiritual consciousness. Now that you've recognized these signs within yourself, take a moment to pause and honor how far you've come. You are no longer the person you were when you started this journey. You've shed the old layers of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, and you've emerged as a more authentic, empowered, and awakened version of yourself. The road ahead is filled with endless possibilities that you are now ready to embrace with open arms and an open heart. As you reflect on your evolution, I want you to remember one essential truth. The challenges you've faced, the pain you've endured, and the losses you've experienced were never in vain. Each of those moments served a higher purpose. They were the tests, the trials that shaped you into the person you are today. The universe does not test you to punish you. It tests you to reveal the strength and wisdom that lie dormant within you. These tests were not meant to break you. They were meant to prepare you for something far greater, something that you could never have imagined when you were in the midst of your struggles. It is easy to look back and see only the difficulty, the hardship, or the unfairness of life. But when you take a step back and look with clearer eyes, you begin to see how each challenge, each setback, and each loss was a stepping stone that led you here. Without those moments, you would not be the person you are today. Without those trials, you would not have developed the strength, the resilience, and the wisdom that now define you. So instead of seeing your struggles as obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth, evolution, and enlightenment. You have walked through the fire and emerged stronger. You have faced the darkness and found your light. And now you are ready to live in the fullness of who you are meant to be. Now, as you stand on the threshold of a new chapter, I want you to know that your journey is not over. In fact, it has just begun. The universal test may be behind you, but life will continue to offer new lessons, new opportunities, and new challenges. The difference now is that you approach these new experiences from a place of deep knowing, confidence, and clarity. You are no longer operating from a place of fear or uncertainty. You are now living from a place of trust, alignment, and spiritual wisdom. As you continue your journey, remember that you are not alone. The universe, your higher self, and the divine wisdom that has guided you this far will continue to support you as you step into your next phase. With every step you take, you are moving closer to the realization of your true purpose and the fulfillment of your soul's mission. The challenges that arise from here will not break you. They will only continue to refine you, guiding you toward your next level of growth and understanding. You have the tools, the wisdom, and the inner strength to navigate whatever comes your way. Trust yourself, trust the process, and trust the universe. You are exactly where you need to be. Take a moment now to reflect on the path you've walked. Think back to the person you were before this journey began. How have you changed? What lessons have you learned? What strengths have you discovered within yourself? Allow yourself to feel a deep sense of pride and gratitude for the person you have become. You are no longer the person who feared the unknown, who doubted their worth, or who struggled to find their place in the world. You are someone who has found their center, their purpose, and their power. But this self-reflection doesn't stop here. It is important to continue this practice as you move forward. Take time each day to check in with yourself, to reflect on your growth, and to remain in alignment with your highest self. The journey of self-awareness and spiritual awakening is ongoing. Every moment, every experience is an opportunity to deepen your connection with your true essence and to step further into your divine purpose. Remember that as you continue on this path, you are not just evolving for your own benefit, you are also contributing to the collective evolution of humanity. As you grow, so too does the world around you. Your energy, your light, your wisdom, and your actions ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you in ways you may never fully understand. By living your truth, you inspire others to do the same, creating a more awakened, compassionate, and harmonious world. Before we part ways, I want to leave you with a final word of encouragement. You have done the hard work. You have faced the darkness, the challenges, and the doubts, and you have emerged victorious. But the journey is far from over. Life will continue to bring you new lessons, new opportunities, and new experiences. Yet now you are equipped with the wisdom, the strength, and the clarity to handle whatever comes your way. Know that you are not alone in this journey. The universe is always supporting you, guiding you, and showing you the way. Trust in yourself, trust in the divine flow of life, and keep walking with courage, authenticity, and love. The path ahead is bright, and you are more than ready to take the next step. Thank you for being here, for joining me on this journey, and for allowing me to be part of your awakening process. It has been an honor to walk this path with you. I encourage you to carry these teachings with you, to continue growing, and to share your light with the world. The universe has great plans for you, and you are destined for incredible things. May your journey continue to unfold with grace, love, and boundless possibility. The best is yet to come, and I have no doubt that you will meet it with the same courage, wisdom, and authenticity that you've cultivated along the way. Goodbye for now, and may you always walk in the light of your true self.